This simple piece of wire became a symbol of resistance during World War II. Norwegians wore it to defy the Nazis. But here's the twist. The man they thought invented it probably didn't. 1899. Office workers are drowning in paper. They're using straight pins that poke fingers, wax and ribbons that leave residue, string that takes forever to tie. The Industrial Revolution created mountains of documents, contracts, invoices, letters. Businesses needed a better way to keep papers together temporarily without damaging them. Inventors across Europe were racing to solve this problem. At least 50 different designs were patented between 1867 and 1899. But none worked quite right. November 1899, Oslo, Norway. Johan Vaaler, a patent clerk, sketches a design, a square wire with triangular loops. He patents it in Germany in 1899, then in the United States in 1901. For decades, Norwegians believed Vaaler invented the paperclip. They were wrong. The truth? An English inventor named William Middlebrook patented the modern paperclip design in April 1899, 7 months before Vaaler. But Middlebrook wasn't the manufacturer. That credit goes to the gem manufacturing company in Britain. They called it the gem clip. No patent. They simply started making them. By 1900, the gem clip dominated. Its double oval design was genius. Pressure distributed evenly, papers held firmly but removable, no damage. Perfect. Vaaler's design, it never caught on. It didn't hold papers well, but history had other plans for his legacy. Creating the perfect paperclip wasn't about the idea. It was about the wire. Early clips used soft iron wire. Problem? They bent permanently after a few uses. Engineers needed steel wire that was both flexible and springy, wire that remembered its shape. The breakthrough came from improved steel alloys and wire drawing techniques developed in the 1890s. Manufacturers could now produce thin, uniform wire with perfect elasticity. But bending that wire into shape, that required precision. Early machines could only produce 20 clips per minute. Workers finished the sharp ends by hand. By 1910, automatic machines changed everything. One operator could produce 500 clips per minute. The gem manufacturing company kept their exact process secret. Competitors couldn't replicate the precise bending angles. The gem clip became the gold standard. Price dropped from 50 cents per dozen in 1900 to 5 cents by 1920. Adjusted for inflation, that's from $18 to $1.80 today. The paperclip became disposable. By 1930, American offices alone were using 11 billion paperclips annually. The simple clip had become invisible infrastructure. April 1940. Nazi Germany invades Norway. Norwegians needed a symbol of resistance, something subtle, everyday, unmistakably theirs. They chose the paperclip. They believed Johan Vaaler invented it. He didn't, but that didn't matter. To Norwegians, the paperclip represented holding together during the occupation. Wearing a paperclip became an act of defiance. Students wore them to school. Office workers pinned them to jackets. The Nazis banned them in 1941. Too late, the symbol had spread. After the war, Norway erected a statue to Vaaler, even though he didn't invent the modern clip. The paperclip had transcended its function. It meant unity, persistence, quiet resistance. Meanwhile, in America, the paperclip found different fame. In 1964, IBM introduced a computer desktop metaphor. They needed an icon for attach. They chose the paperclip. Then came Clippy, Microsoft's 1997 animated paperclip assistant. Designed to help, universally hated. Named one of the worst tech innovations ever. Killed in 2003, but Clippy made the paperclip immortal in digital culture. Love it or hate it, everyone remembers it. The paperclip's success killed entire industries. Straight pin manufacturers lost 70% of their business by 1915. Ribbon and string suppliers adapted or died. But it created new industries. Wire manufacturers specialized in spring steel. Machine tool companies built automated bending equipment. By 1950, paperclip production employed 20,000 workers worldwide. Today, 20 billion paperclips are sold globally each year. That's 3 clips for every person on Earth. The industry generates $200 million annually, and 85% of them are still the gem design from 1899. Over a century later, no one has improved on perfection. Designers never stopped trying to beat the gem. The 1930s brought colored plastic coatings, invented to prevent rust but adopted for organization. The 1950s introduced the jumbo clip for thick documents. The 1960s added vinyl coatings to prevent paper scratches. The 1970s brought triangular clips, claiming better grip. They never caught on. The 1990s saw novelty clips explode. Hearts, stars, animals, office supply stores dedicated entire aisles to them. But businesses still bought 95% standard gem clips. The most successful innovation, the binder clip from the 1910s. It didn't replace the paperclip, it complemented it. Different tool, different job. Walk into any office today. The paperclip looks identical to 1899. Same double oval, same spring steel wire, same 0.9mm thickness. But manufacturing has transformed. Modern machines produce 2,000 clips per minute. Computer vision inspects each one for defects. Robots package them by the millions. The paperclip costs half a cent to produce. It weighs 0.5 grams. It can be recycled infinitely. Environmental footprint, nearly zero. In the digital age, paperclip sales have dropped 20% since 2000. But 16 billion still sell annually. Reports of the paperclip's death are greatly exaggerated. The paperclip represents something bigger than paper. Its perfection through simplicity, form following function to its logical conclusion. It survived world wars, digital revolutions, and the paperless office. It became a symbol of resistance, a cultural icon, and the most hated software assistant ever. And after 126 years, it remains essentially unchanged. Because when you solve a problem this elegantly, there's nothing left to improve. If this everyday object's extraordinary history surprised you, subscribe for more stories about the inventions hiding in plain sight. Next time, we're exploring the surprisingly violent history of the stapler.